You're listening to WWSU 106.9 FM, Fairborn, Dayton's right choice. Thanks for tuning in to the Life Radio Show. I'm your host, Don Smith. Over 4.5 years on this station and somehow haven't gotten fired, and it's not for lack of trying. Which reminds me, I need to remind you that the views and opinions expressed on this show do not reflect the views and opinions of WWSU, Wright State University, or the Wright State student body. Let's face it, the views and opinions on this show don't reflect the views and opinions of most people in a civilized society, so buckle up and let's get stupid.
Presence overwhelms me. The brutal presence overwhelms me.
I am definitely going to have to update that intro because it's been 5 years now, and you're just mesmerized by the light already.
This has gone half professional here. We now have a light
and
for
it's
when
blinking.
the mic
It's
is
blinking,
on.
So you're not epileptic, are you?
But I am.
This
We
is
might
what we're
lose
gonna
our
find out.
producer.
You might lose me.
We might lose our producer.
Patrick, do
'Cause
not look into the light.
And he's
Do
the
not
one-
Carol,
look
don't
into
go
the
to
light.
it to the light.
He's the one that put the light there. So you're only hurting yourself, Patrick.
I'm the epileptic,
We-
and I'm the one who installed these LED strips that stared into him for so long that I started seeing pink after I was done.
Nice.
I'm glad we got this all on tape that if there's any liability issues, that
Right,
Patrick
right.
is to
It's
blame.
Patrick did it. Exactly. Adrian Miller is my co-host again.
Hello.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Good to
We
have
have
you, as always. What?
We have a camera without a star there.
Yeah, we are starless
Oh.
at the moment. Star will be joining
Star-
us shortly. Star Day.
I was going to say,
Yeah.
because Star isn't here yet.
Yeah, Star is not here yet, so we are
But she will
not
be.
seeing stars at the moment. Just
Sadly.
yes.
We might be here
Sadly.
shortly with this flashing light in front
That's
of us.
true. we'll
Aaron.
just if Patrick, if you start having a seizure, our cameras are going on you. We're not going to help or anything. We're just going.
You're just gonna
we just want to make
broadcast
sure.
it.
We want to make sure. I have to get on the computer and change it to where it updates. It says Patrick having a seizure instead of my name on it.
An Ohio guy installs a light in his studio and tricks himself into a
That's
seizure.
our next news story. I'm kind of excited about one of my news stories
really?
because I know the guy.
Special news
Yes,
report.
Yes, out of
This is full-
someone from my high school.
I feel like we should do full TMZ on this. Like,
Yeah.
one of us should be sipping like a big gulp and be like, well, what I heard
There you go. Yeah.
was I was actually down by the Quickie Mart the other day and I saw it all go down.
That's how it always goes
And it's
down
like,
by
good,
the Quickie
good
Mart.
lead.
Yeah.
Follow it. What is with TMZ? I don't know anything about TMZ.
I never
but that's
watched
the only
it. Never
thing I
watched
know
it.
is it's people like standing around like they're having some really bad like
Yeah.
team meeting and the conference room is booked.
Yeah, I think that's the only thing I've ever seen on it. It's like, okay, that's
And
enough.
one person's always drinking from a giant drink for no reason. I have no idea what that's about.
Probably just to keep them going. If
Yeah,
I had a
probably.
giant drink right now, I'd be sipping.
I mean,
on
that's
it. I'd
how
just
you
have
pay.
water.
That's how you pay your employees.
Right.
My Mountain Dew.
Again,
With
Aquafina, not
Yeah,
endorsed by
Aquafina.
Aquafina,
Right.
award-winning actor and comedian.
Yes,
Aquafina would like to remind you they were here first. Aquafina, with a Q.
Right. Otherwise, it'd be agua.
Agua.
That's Hispanic, and
Yeah.
I don't. After the Super Bowl halftime show, there
Oh.
might be a lot of complaints.
Did you
about that
did you
again.
watch it?
No, I was watching some other station that had these scantily clad Latinas that were pole dancing and touching themselves. Oh wait, nope, I watched it.
Yeah, you were
That's-
watching it. That's the only thing I watched at the Super Bowl, to be honest.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
I wandered over
Oddly
later.
enough, it didn't bother me at all.
I loved it.
Yeah.
I love Shakira. I love J-Lo. So I was just like, yes, this is hashtag goals. This is like, I mean, okay, so it was like a mid-late 30s woman, seeing some women in their 40s and 50s,
Right. right,
shaking their booties and looking great and not needing a walker. I am like, yes.
right. that
I'm like,
was nice,
how are
yeah.
you in those heels? Someone pointed out, like, people do not give enough credit to J-Lo that she was wearing tights when she was doing all those pole dancing things. So
That's
you have
true,
no,
yeah.
so it's
Yeah,
just
there's
like,
not a lot of grip.
there's
there.
no
That's
grip,
all just muscle
zero grip. So that's
Yeah.
just pure like
Yeah.
muscle, just like and will.
Yeah, it's not
that
like
you're
sandpaper tights. It just
No.
those were just tights.
no,
That's-
those
yeah,
are just
that's-
tights. So I'm like, damn, I'm like, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I don't.
yeah,
can I
that's-
say that word?
I think so. When you're talking about,
When
I
I'm
believe talking about J-Lo pole dancing,
Yeah.
you are allowed to say that.
I'm specifically meaning it in the Beaver Dam sense.
Right. Exactly,
You know,
'cause
like,
that's
wow,
how
I
she was-
look- Exactly. It was as strong, her grip,
Right. Strong
strong
beaver
as
dam.
a beaver dam.
I'm trying to get Texas Cheney's number up here so I can text him and say, hey, call in.
Yeah, we're
You know, that
we're
way-
going.
Yeah, because we're doing a show.
We're going.
So hopefully, we'll get a hold of him here. Let me see if I can find his number. Give him a text message.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll kill the dead air.
Right. Perfect.
Yeah. I'm very excited. I'm very excited
Yeah,
because
professional wrestler Texas Cheney is going to be calling in.
yes, it's going to be very exciting for that. But also in side news, I guess I'm going to be DMing on the radio on
That's
Patrick's
true,
show.
yeah. It's
Patrick's
not my
friend's show, not Patrick's show.
One of my friends, yeah.
It's one of his friends. But we're going to be doing a Valentine's Day special. That's right. So if you're a nerd and you are also doing nothing on Valentine's Day, which good chance, based on my own past experience, good chance. Yeah, you can tune in here Friday night, 7 to 9. Get yourself some Chardonnay, some rosé.
Right, and nerd out on Valentine's Day.
Yeah, bring your
with
dice.
D&D.
Cuddle up with your dice, your favorite set of dice. And tune in to hear a Valentine's Day Killing Monsters special.
Which is
courtesy
great,
of
which
me.
is great. I mean, if you're not going to go see
And
Tim
Toma
Cavanaugh
Tales.
at Wiley's, tune in.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be 7 to 8:30, so you can still catch
So
the late show.
you can still. Well, it's Friday
Right?
night, so there's no
Oh,
late
is it a
show.
little-
It
oh, there's no
starts.
late
It
show.
starts at 8. So listen to on the way
Yeah.
to the club, and then
Yeah.
when you get to the club at 8:00,
I
you
mean,
can go and watch
you know,
Tim Cavanaugh after you've seen.
Yeah.
After you've listened to the fabulous D&D
Yeah.
D&D Valentine's broadcast
Yeah.
on WWS.
It's like pre-gaming.
I mean,
Right.
it's the
By
only
listening to a game.
it's the only D
Right,
you're gonna
right.
get on Valentine's Day, to be honest.
Boom.
You never know. You
Patrick.
never know.
Get back in your booth.
I'm already in my booth.
Yeah, we have a call coming in. It looks like.
All right.
All
Let's
right,
do
you're
this.
you're on the air. This is the Life Radio Show at WWSU 106.9. Is this Texas?
Woo-wee. You got
I think that's a yes. That sounds like Texas to me.
it. That's me. That's my call.
All right, all right. Well, welcome to the show. It's good to have you.
Thank you very much, guys.
Now you're a professional wrestler. I just can't. I
wrestler?
can't talk today.
Neither
You're
of
a
us can
professional
say it
wrestler.
today.
And
Professional
an actor,
wrestler.
Professional wrestler. I
Okay.
can't even do it.
I'm a wrestler.
We'll reel it in a minute. I promise.
Well, it's a lot of things because he's an actor, a model, a professional wrestler.
Yes. Hey, you got it out. All right.
Got it in there?
Right. The woman's got it right.
You want to turn him up a bit, Patrick? We're having trouble
Yeah.
hearing you.
Yeah, there's some background noise on
He's-
your end.
He's big, bald, and beautiful. Hazel eyes, 270 pounds. It's been featured
75
on
now.
WWE.
275. You
Oh,
just- yeah,
275.
you must be looking at the old stats.
I mean, I was,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm bulking right now. I'll probably hit 280, then by April 1st, I'm going to start shredding back down. That's how I usually do it.
No, so it's bulking season right now.
That's right. Yeah, we start in September and stop in the end of March.
Oh wow! So that's
So
a
there- wait,
long
there is-
bulk. That's a long bulking.
Wait, so
season
there
right
is really a bulking season. That's not just what I tell my family when they ask if I gain some pounds over the holidays.
Well, here's my big intake on the bulking thing. I thank God, whoever invented it, that it allows the bulking season to take, Thanksgiving and Christmas, because I don't know what I'd have done.
That's-
The shred decision during those holidays. I would have definitely cheated real bad.
Yeah,
But,
that's
everybody wants
probably-
to be nice on the beach. People wear less clothes in the
Yeah,
summertime, so it's just a normal kind of a seasonal thing. But
yeah. That's probably why they made it bulking season. Is they just gave up at some point. They were trying to be good and said, nope. Well, this is just bulking season. That's what we'll call this.
yeah, that's what we'll
Yeah.
call this.
That's
Just shirts. Everybody wear a shirt,
Right,
okay?
right.
Between these months, everyone
right.
get
Shirts, thick
everyone-
coats. It's bulking season. We're
exactly.
good.
Do not take that shirt off until the spring.
So how did you get into professional wrestling?
Well, my whole life growing up as a kid, I was probably like any other kid. I've always admired the sport, and I live on the East Coast, and my town's of course grown pretty large now. But back when I was a child growing up, it was a very small town, like a lot of people can relate to, and there was just no way I could ever even consider what avenue to take to get into that type of sport. So as years went by, I picked up boxing when I was like 21, boxed just a couple of years.
Oh, boxing.
Wasn't any, amateur boxing, yeah.
Oh,
Where do
cool.
you? You say you came from a small town. Where do you come from?
At Wilmington, North Carolina.
Oh,
okay.
okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's north. It's actually 45 minutes north of Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Everybody knows where Myrtle Beach, South Carolina is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or do you guys not happen to be the first to not know?
I've heard of it.
It's okay. It's pretty popular beach.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I went on. I was a late bloomer, kind of like Kate Batista was. So I went to a car business. I owned a car lot for many years, and I got to the point where I was getting a divorce, and it turned out to be, it was a good divorce. It was nothing bad, and I decided I was going to liquidate assets, and I was going to go and seek my dream of wrestling. So I started looking online, and I found 2 schools. One was in Raleigh, which was only 2 hours for me, and the other one was in Atlanta, which was 7.5 hours.
Yeah,
it's a no-brainer. I have family, so I chose to go to North Carolina, and the school had changed out of new ownership from. It was one of Jeff Hardy's schools. I don't know. You guys have heard of Jeff Hardy with the WWE, TNA.
Yeah.
I know him very well. He's a good guy. Him and his brother. I don't know his brother as well as Jeff, but anyway, he had a school that he changed over ownership to. Brad. I forgot Brad's last name. Since so many years, he slapped me. He'd be mad at me if I forgot his last name. So anyway, I started working there, and I was paying about $50 a week. And in my 3rd week, they had hired me for the indie show. So in 3 weeks, I automatically started getting in there. My first show, I made $5.
Wow, that's
That's more than most of us comedians make our first show.
More than most
Usually
comics.
we're paying the $5 to show up there, and we're like, I got booked on a show.
Yeah. See, there's Ric Flair can relate to that. He's got stories where he's drove from California all the way to New Jersey for $50. Paying your dues, the name of the game.
Exactly. Yeah, it's the same with stand-up comedy. You pay your dues, and it takes a long time.
It takes a long time.
I'm still paying.
So,
I know. You're still you bought a club. That's all you're still paying.
So I went through about 8 years of it, and then I started getting into some movie work. I've worked with WWE, TNA, OSW. I mean, I worked with so many different organizations. I found that the indie circuit was actually paid pretty good, where WWE, TNA, it just depends on your contract. That's where it was. As I started reaching that 12 years, I told myself I'm going to make it my last year in 2020 trucks last year wrestling. And I have hired a new movie agent, and I have a new publisher. And we are all full board. I've already got new auditions for some feature films coming up, and some photo shoots. Really starting to hit full throttle on that, and that's where I believe, my heart's always been at that more than I've loved wrestling. I love the feeling of coming out the curtain and people yelling your name. That's a wonderful feeling. And I just always knew I was born to act. I love being in the movies and looking at that finished product afterwards. It's not a conceited feeling. It's hey, man, I accomplished something that I loved in my heart, man. That's what it's all about to me.
Yeah, absolutely. Seeing it all come together is a fascinating part, because you're on set day to day, but when you start to see it develop into a full story and a full movie, it's an interesting process.
It is. And I've got a good manager that she's always, I tell you, she's a good lady. She takes care of all my stuff.
That's good.
I haven't had to straighten her up just a couple times for the most part. Pretty amazing lady.
That's
And,
good. Now, you act. Have you thought about making films as far as
No,
directing or writing or anything? Or
no, absolutely not. I just want to feature, and I'll let someone else have the headache. I don't have a desire to write or direct. There are a lot of actors that are really great actors that, really A-game actors that are writing and directing. And those particular guys have to have another type of passion that I believe in the movie industry. I'd rather
absolutely.
be on the lens of the business instead of being behind the lens on the other side.
Yeah,
Never say never.
directing, I would say, would have to be just a nightmare. I've heard it described once as it's like herding cats.
Oh yeah, I would believe that's a good assumption for sure.
Yeah. Because that's, there's so much to deal with on that and so many different ends of it. I have a lot of respect for a director that can get a film made because it's not an easy task.
Yeah, that's like I said, that was a good assumption. Having herd cats, wow, that was amazing. You definitely hit it. So, you guys are. I have totally forgotten to see you guys are out of what city?
Dayton, Ohio.
Dayton, Ohio. I got
Dayton,
a good friend that lives in Cleveland, Ohio. Matter of fact, he's down here right now, so he's tired of the snow.
Oh, there you go. We're just joined in the studio by Star Day is him. I have to laugh because Patrick did not change your. He didn't change. Yeah, it says no one yet. You're no one yet, Star. Someday.
Eventually, I'll get there.
Just to let you know, Texas, who all is in the studio with us, our good friend Star Day. My co-host is Adrian Miller over here.
Hello.
So. I should have introduced you earlier.
Yeah.
But,
We run a tight ship here.
So organized.
How many people am I talking to?
This is the cat herding that we were discussing.
there are three of us in here. That's all. My producer ran out. He got scared and ran away.
Yeah. I wanted to know, I looked at your demo reel, and you basically play like a heavy. Like, you're the guy to call when they need a literal heavy. How does it feel to be sort of typecast in that kind of role?
Yeah, that's definitely a character role. Is what we call it in the movie industry, and I like that. But also, I want to be known also for my sweet kindness and my smart sensibility to be able to take on any types of monologue as well. I can't speak and talk on the drop of a dime. When I created that demo reel, I had a little less, more dialogue. There's a lot of dialogue that's older, and I didn't want to put it in there. Mm-hmm. But we're in process of changing that regularly. And any good actor will keep their demo reel fresh. It's almost like keeping the car clean or changing your shirt or buying a new pair of shoes. Keep that demo reel fresh. Don't leave the same stuff on there for a year. You don't want to do that.
Right. I have not. I have yet to make. I have 22 IMDb credits. I have yet to make my demo reel.
Notes. He's like, I should update my demo reel.
I should
Number
just
2.
have
I should
one
have the
to
demo
to
reel.
begin with. Yes. I keep getting cast, but just no
Do you
demo.
have an IMDb card?
What's that?
You're on IMDb?
I am under Donald Smith. I have a handful of TV roles. I was Boggy Creek, the Bigfoot series, just released on Amazon and Amazon Prime. I have several films that I work with William Lee on. Black Mamba, the Goocher's about to release. Black Mamba did release already. They're re-releasing not 6 Feet Below Hell yet. They're re-releasing 3 Knee Deep under the title King Killer. 6 Feet Below Hell still available on Redbox. So yeah, I have a handful out there.
Is there a fun Hollywood name for the guy who always gets killed in these movies?
Me.
That's what you should do. You should be
I get killed in a lot of movies.
We need a Don in here. Somebody who's a gusher.
That's somebody that gets killed mainly by female characters.
Yeah,
that's what,
right at the
women
top.
are killing me left and right in movies.
We were like, I thought he would make it to the end. Oh no, this just got real.
In fact, in Boggy Creek, I get killed by Bigfoot, and I just tell him Sasquatch is a woman, has to be. I shouldn't have given that away. Spoiler alert.
It's like the director asks and it's like filling you in on the character, and you're like, no, I know this Sasquatch is a woman because I'm dead. Yep.
Yeah,
At
that's
the
my
end of this
backstory.
page.
That's my backstory. Yep.
It smelled my testosterone in the forest, and it had to be eliminated.
So, sorry, where were we?
Sorry. I just,
We go off on tangents.
yeah,
Texas.
that's kind of what this show's about.
That's what it's about. Yeah, good.
Yeah.
All good.
So, are there any projects you're working on now that you want to promote, or that are out there for us that we can go out and check out?
There is a couple. I can't say much about them.
Oh, okay. That are still,
they're still in production. I do have one of them that's actually a cooking show coming up.
A cooking show.
A cooking show.
Me cooking, yes. And I have there's a film I'm going out to Oklahoma to actually work on. It's actually a big film. Got a lot of big names in it. And like I said, that's all hush-hush, but I can tell you pretty much it's a good full-length film.
Nice.
There's a couple things up north of New York with some shoots for companies like Tommy Hilfiger, Ford Magazine, stuff like that I'm working on. And there's a soap opera that is working with my agent right now. Yeah, I like doing that too. So those are three things that are happening at this very moment.
Todd Combs on the internet, really quick, he wants to ask a very important question. Do you know what The Rock is cooking?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
The last picture I've seen him, he was cooking over in China on the Great China Wall. So he's probably cooking his biceps over there.
Yeah. There's a lot of meat. There's a lot of meat there. So
definitely. That's a hell of a thing he designed. What The Rock's cooking. That's been one of the biggest things. There's no one in the world that can hear that terminology and know who you're talking about.
Oh, exactly. Yeah, when you get a catchphrase like that, that's just brilliant.
It's going to make it hard for your cooking show.
Right.
Because you'd be like, can you smell what the
truck is cooking? It's not going to be the
truck. Just want to say, not trademarked.
It's funny you guys say that because I actually have something that's going to be kind of a joke towards The Rock when I'm cooking. I've already got it thought of.
Oh my God, that's going to be so much fun. What's the cooking show? What's sort of the concept of it?
Clean cooking on the grill. Good protein and vegetable. Low carbs for people that are wanting to lose weight and gain muscle.
Yeah,
nice.
It's all structured around that. Low fat. It just shows people how you can grill. How to know how it's cooked and stuff like that. It's completely designed for. There's a lot of people out there that have absolutely no idea what they're doing when it comes to how to change the body. And I think I have a good body, but I'm not perfect. But there's just a lot of stuff that folks have no idea how to actually do properly, and that is cooking. Right. Your abs are made in the kitchen. Mm-hmm. They are made. You don't go do 1,000 crunches every day to get them.
Yeah, I know mine were made in the kitchen.
I was going to say,
usually the kitchen of a fast food restaurant.
I mean, the camera really tries to cut off his sweet, what would you call that, a 24-pack?
It's a keg.
It's a keg. It's a keg.
You got a kegerator going on?
I do. It was going away for a while, but then balking season hit.
There's another name for that, but I probably won't say it on.
Gotcha.
We done?
I've heard most of the names of it.
Yeah, the last word's due.
All right, well, we're going to have to hit the comedy rundown and take a little break. Are you going to stick around with us for some silly news stories?
Well, I'm going to ask you if you can catch me on another time.
Okay.
I just got done working out, and it's really important that I put some protein in my body real quick.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so, I understand.
Can you get back with me?
Absolutely.
Send me a text. Listen, I love you guys. I'm not just bullcrapping you. You guys so far have been the most fun podcast I've done. So please call me back. Let's do it again another couple weeks.
Awesome, absolutely.
I may be able to tell you some more stuff that I'm allowed to talk about, you know?
Awesome.
Maybe
Yeah,
you can give me
I
some
will
bulking
definitely
season
get back
tips.
with you. What's that?
Give me some bulking season tips.
Yeah, some bulking season.
Yeah.
tips.
Get the cooking tips in while it's still bulking season.
Right.
Well, you want me to tell you that now, or you want to call back on that? What do you want me to do? I can do it now.
Oh, you can go ahead. Yeah, give us a few tips.
Yeah,
right
give us
now.
a few
That
tips.
Bulking tips, try to eat clean carbs, because carbs and sugar is what puts the weight on you. If you eat any sugars, make it natural, like apples, fruits, berries, they're natural sugars. And you can actually have like rice, white rice, sweet potatoes. That's a good carbohydrate. That will bulk you up. And plenty of lean meats. A lot of people don't realize this. For people that are losing weight and or people that are trying to gain muscle, you have to, most important thing, even in working out, you have to eat 6 meals a day.
Wow.
You have to. You're firing up that metabolism. All right?
I can barely eat
Tommy.
3.
Yeah, but see, you eat little meals.
Yeah. More little meals.
6
yeah.
ounces, like turkey is turkey and white rice, fish. Those are the keys. Remember, white proteins, white carbohydrates. That's what my pro bodybuilder told me. White. It's just white chicken. 6 ounces of white chicken. 2 cups of rice. You eat, even if you have to eat the same thing like that, you can dice it up for some other stuff in it, like broccoli and sweet potato and turkey, or lean beef with white rice. You can dice it. But the essential thing is you want to weigh. You don't want to go over 11 ounces. You go from 6 ounces to 11 ounces. Weighed out 6 times a day with a couple cups of rice. And you do that 6 times a day, you can't eat it. See what that does? It fires up your metabolism. It will bulk you up and make you gain muscle at the same time as making you lose fat. Now, that's the clean way to bulk up. You can bulk up and eat pizza and spaghetti every day, but you're going to have a hard time.
I think that's the way I'm bulking right now.
Right. That's the.
I had a mid-afternoon protein snack that was half cheese and half pumpkin seeds. I don't think I'm eating low fat at all. It's a bit off the charts.
Well, that just makes it harder for it to come off when you eat those kind of carbs. But there are some people that are blessed with a supernatural metabolism. I've seen people eat crap and they just rip, but there's not many of us that can do that.
Especially after 30.
Yeah.
I'm getting there.
Six meals, small meals.
Yeah.
Don't force yourself, but I'm telling you, a lot of people just can't do it because there's the whole idea of the nutrition part of getting the body right, no matter what kind of sports you do.
Right.
It is. There's a purpose for what you're doing. It's not for your enjoyment. Now, if you want to enjoy yourself and eat pizza and stuff, hey, don't get me wrong. I eat pizza sometimes, but it's what you want. Do you want to look in the mirror and be happy with your temple, or do you want to look in the mirror and be sad and enjoy that pizza? For years, I enjoyed. I was always a big guy.
Yeah, it depends on the day.
Yeah. But once you get there, it takes about 2 to 3 weeks to finally see a little bit of results if you actually do start that dieting.
Yeah, that's
whether
true.
it's bulking or cutting. And the first 2 weeks is when everybody usually quits because you don't see nothing in 2 weeks. That third week rolls around, pow, there you go. You see it. All of a sudden start seeing it. Weigh yourself every day. You start seeing that belt buckle. You see it. You have to put new holes in your, you'll see it. Then the people around you start seeing it. And I tell you what, that feels so good, So anyway, I'm going to give y'all another one of those hollers before I leave, and get back with me in a couple of weeks. I'd love to be back for your show. Sound good?
All right. Absolutely. I'll get back with you.
All right, guys. Well, this is Truck. I'm signing out. You guys have a good evening.
You too. Thanks a lot, sir. All right. That was Texas Cheney, the Truck, just Truck, I think. All right. We're going to go ahead and hit the comedy rundown, and then we'll play a little music, take a little break. Star is here. You have a name now. You're not.
Hey.
You are somebody now.
Somebody. I'm finally somebody, Mom.
All right, here's this week's comedy rundown.
No one yet on the camera.
Yep. Here's this week's comedy rundown brought to you by the legendary Wiley's Comedy Club at 101 Pine Street in Dayton's historic Oregon District. Call 224-JOKE or go to wileyscomedy.com for all the best in Dayton comedy. Tuesday, February 4th, tonight, open mic at Peaches Grill at 104 Xenia Avenue in Yellow Springs. That show starts at 8 p.m. There's also an open mic tonight at Jimmy's Ladder 11 at 936 Brown Street at 8:30 p.m. And also the Pump and Dump Show, which is a bad one to have right after a show at Brown Street. Right after a show at Brown Street, you have the Pump and Dump shows at the Dayton Funny Bone at 88 Plum Street at the Green. Green, Brown, Pump and Dump. We're all over the place. Just in the Comedy Rundown. Wednesday, February 5th, open mic at Mila's Suburban Cafe at 606 Haywood Road in Englewood at 7 p.m. There's also an open mic at the South Park Tavern at 1301 Wayne Avenue. That show starts at 9 p.m. Thursday, February 6th, open mic at the Spirited Goat at 118 Dayton Street in Yellow Springs. That show starts at 7 p.m. There's also an open mic at Star City Brewing at 319 South 2nd Street in Miamisburg from 7 to 10 p.m. There's also an open mic at the Barrel House at 417 East 3rd Street from 8:30 to 11, and an open mic at the Hookah Bazaar at 958 Patterson Road. That show starts at 10 p.m. Also on Thursday, February 6th, the Barrel of Laughs comedy show is back at the Barrel at 857 West Central in Springboro. That show starts at 7 p.m. I believe Gary Henry is headlining that one.
Yes.
That's hosted by
Kevin
Rupert. How could I forget Rupert? He hasn't been in a while. That's
Yeah,
how
I'm
we missed Rupert. Friday and Saturday, February 7th and 8th, Parents Night Out at Wiley's Comedy Club at 101 Pine Street in the Oregon District with John Handcuff, Shonda Sung, Patrick Passafume, and Melissa Duran. Friday through Sunday, February 7th through the 9th, Godfrey is at the Dayton Funny Bone at 88 Plum Street at the Green.
Wait, Gilbert Godfrey?
No, just Godfrey.
Oh.
Oh.
Did I say Gilbert Patrick?
No,
I said Godfrey.
I'm
And that's Godfried when it's Gilbert.
Sure.
Godfrey.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
This is
This
just
one doesn't have
Godfrey.
the D at the
Okay.
end.
Sunday, February 9th, Wiley's Sunday Comics is back at Wiley's Comedy Club at 101 Pine Street. So get out and support your local comics and your local comedy club. Because Funny Bone isn't local. That's a chain. You don't want to. Support them if you really want, but go to Wiley's. We're better. That is it. As always, check out Wiley'sComedy.com and DaytonFunnyBone.com for details and tickets to upcoming shows. And don't forget to check out our mics on Monday night at the Barrel in Springboro at 7 p.m. and the Stage Door in Dayton at 8:30. Now we're going to go ahead and take a break. And what do I got playing? I got Potter's Field, A Peaceful Man. Hit it, Patrick.
Nothing
proxy of this sucks camel dicks.
This thing sucks
This
camel
thing.
dicks
Oh,
or whatever
well,
that
what?
was.
Hey, welcome back to the Live Radio Show. I'm your host, Don Smith. Something about camels. I don't know.
Yeah.
Adrian Miller
It
is
was
my
on the break.
co-host.
Hello, hello.
We have a new guest. She's somebody now. Star Day is here. She's
Yes.
no longer no one yet.
That's all it takes
She's-
to make it in the business,
Right.
to become somebody.
Right.
Just
And
someone needs to update your
as
tag
long as
on the
that's
Facebook
as
Live.
long as that's validated by the Life Radio Show, you're good to go.
Awesome.
So it's official now. Are we ready for news stories?
I am ready.
I got some fun ones. I'm gonna.
Are you gonna start with the bacon?
No, we're not gonna
Okay.
start with the bacon. You don't hit with the bacon right off the
Yeah,
bat.
sure.
You know what I'm
I
talking
know
about.
exactly
with
what
the
you're
bacon.
talking about.
We discussed. This was actually a news story I got from Star.
Yep.
Oh.
Yes. And okay, we're going to start with the bacon. Why not? We've set it up now. A 47-year-old man accused. A 47-year-old man accused of cutting a man following an argument over bacon is in jail. Gregory Seipel of Ludlow Falls, Ohio, is charged with felonious assault. He's accused of the attack at a home in the 7500 block of Sugar Grove Road near Pleasant Hill on Thursday night. The victim said he made bacon this morning for breakfast, a Miami County Sheriff's Office report read. He said Mr. Seipel was arguing with him about the bacon and the amount he had eaten. The argument, the victim said, led to Seipel grabbing him by the back of the head and putting a razor blade to his neck and cutting him, the report read. Seipel remained in jail on a $50,000 bond Monday afternoon. Here's the fun part. He went to my high school.
The victim or the perpetrator?
Huh?
The victim or
I
the
didn't
perpetrator?
name the victim. Might have been his brother, who I did go to school with.
I was going to say, this could be both.
Wasn't a friend of his in school. Another story there. He is a friend of my brother's now, though. So sometimes news stories hit close to home.
The greatest reaction when I send it to you, though. He sends it back. I know that guy. Like all these exclamation points.
I know a
Yep.
celebrity.
Exactly. I'd say Brian Swinehart might know him too, because
He-
Brian Swinehart's from Covington, so
Oh,
he's
that's
right
right.
up by Ludlow Falls and
Yeah.
Pleasant Hill. So yeah,
Talk about swine time.
yes, it's all about the bacon.
All about the bacon.
I'll keep it in mind next time I'm in
Yes.
the area. Don't bring any bacon.
Well, you just don't argue about it.
Right.
Just if anybody starts arguing with you about bacon, just say you're correct and hand them all the rest of the bacon and leave. That's
I
the
like
best way to
turkey
do it.
bacon. So
Oh,
if I
there's
just have
no
turkey
argument
bacon
then.
on
Yeah,
there,
you'll
I'll be
just-
safe.
yeah,
Yeah,
You'll be
nobody's going to care.
Okay.
Even the dogs in Miami County won't bother you for turkey bacon.
Perfect. That's the reason why I switched.
That's the
Yeah, I'm
Texas
from Miami County. I know all about it.
turkey
The
bacon.
turkey bacon ban in Miami County. It's like, nope, get out of here with that.
It's part of the Texas Cheney diet.
Yep,
Turkey
Texas
bacon.
turkey.
Turkey bacon.
Yeah,
I also
turkey.
like vegetarian bacon, which most people are like, how? And I'm like,
It's actually not bad. I've had it.
it's like chips, basically. It's like a bacon flavored potato
Oh,
chip.
chips. Sorry,
Ooh,
I thought we were
interesting.
going to have to bleep you. This tastes like chips.
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 Unless we're talking about buffalo chips. Anyway,
There you go.
is that what they're called? Isn't it like patties, but they're like, sometimes they're called like the,
Yeah.
anyway,
Yeah.
All
I
right.
could be wrong. It's been a while since I've been up on my cowboy terms. All my cowboy experience
Right,
I had
right.
in Illinois.
Yeah, back in the
the
cowboy
day.
days.
Just stay away
Forget
from
about
Rocky
Florida
Mountains.
Man. Forget about Florida Man. Now there's Florida monkeys.
See, we were just talking about that. Why is there not Florida woman?
Oh, yeah.
Now we got Florida
Now
monkeys.
we have Florida monkeys.
Equality for all.
A roving band of feral, herpes-ridden monkeys is roaming
Perfect.
across northeast Florida.
Of course.
The STD-addled rhesus macaques. Macaque is STD-addled. Oh, so much for macaque. I think that's a good.
I was
That's
like,
a show title. Yeah.
So much for macaque. See, that's a good way to
so
start.
so
right
much
there.
almost reaching for the button.
Right.
So much what? Oh,
The
okay.
STD-addled rhesus macaques had previously been confined to Silver Spring State Park near Ocala, Florida, but are now being spotted miles away in Jacksonville, St. Johns, St. Augustine, Palatka, Walaka, I'm just making them up now, and Elkton, Florida, according to local ABC affiliate First Coast News. Even more worrying, over a quarter of the 300 feral macaques, an invasive species native to South and Southeast Asia, carry herpes B, according to the 2018 survey. They surveyed macaque and found out over a quarter of them had herpes. The monkeys were introduced into the area in the 1930s by a local cruise operator, Colonel Toohey's Jungle Cruise, which released 12 monkeys. Isn't that a movie?
Yes.
Over a
is the
series of
inciting
years
incident,
onto a
guys.
man-made island, Silver Spring State Park. The monkeys swam to freedom and reproduced at alarming rates and are now wandering around residential areas with herpes. We cannot stress that enough. Stay away from the feral herpes monkey.
I just have to say, spring bake
Yeah.
came early to Florida.
Did you say spring bake?
Spring bake. I can't enunciate today. Is that the
spring
Nature
break.
Valley
Spring break for macaques.
side effects? Nature Valley trail mix granola bar.
Right. That's
Yeah, your
that's an edible.
enunciation.
That's you
It's
got
like,
that
oh.
in Yellow Springs. That's an edible granola bar.
I think when
Make
it
the second hour interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, you'll laugh at macaque much more.
yeah.
macaque is definitely an invasive species.
Was that a rape joke? There has been a possible Bigfoot sighting in a very unlikely place. Macaque.
Definitely.
The Washington State Department of Transportation posted a curious image of what appears to be a person or a Sasquatch, or just something with a vaguely humanoid shape. It's kind of a vague statement.
Macaque.
Off a highway at Sherman Pass in the state's remote northeastern corner. Why is that an unusual place? That's a very likely place.
Where? What state?
Yeah, Washington.
Washington.
That's
where
a
they.
very likely
that's where
place
they're-
for.
that's
Yeah,
where
that's
they're from.
exactly. That's the birthplace
That's-
of Bigfoot.
Bigfoot.
I don't know if that's the birthplace
Bigfoot.
of him, but that big feet.
Bigfoot?
Lots of big foot.
Bigfoot.
Big macaque.
You know what they say about Bigfoot and macaque.
I want to
The
see
depart-
that TV show.
The department's plows stopped by the area, but if Bigfoot had been there, he or she, we just discussed that, had bugged out by the time crews arrived.
You know how
At
you can
first-
tell whether it's a he or she?
whether or not there's a big ditch running in between the big footprints.
That's the first thing you look for. The second thing you look for is whether it's covered in blood.
That's
in
true.
Don blood.
Yeah. Huh? That's Don blood. That would
That's
be
how
the
you
female.
know.
Yep, because it
Yeah.
just killed me. Gotcha.
Yeah, I'm sorry. That was a reach. I'm sorry.
At first glance, it looked like a Sasquatch, may be explained as simply as a combination of a tree and a trick of the light. Indeed, the screenshot from earlier this month also showed something vaguely squat-shaped in the same spot. So it's a recurring squat shape.
Watch shape.
Squat shape. Macaque!
I swear that's the new chicken call now.
Well, it is bulking season, so I think a lot of us are kind of squat shaped.
Right.
What are you going
Right.
for during this bulking
Yeah,
season? I'm going for
Sasquatch.
sort of
Yeah.
squat shape.
Yep, something squat shaped.
That's why I have that conversation with your personal trainer.
What do you want to be? I want to be squat shaped.
You turn into a
Time to
squat.
hit some squatches.
Well-
Squatch.
I guess.
I was not expecting macaque from you. That is not the least place I expected macaque to come from.
Well, you know, I get around. What can I say?
If your macaque is big enough, you'll definitely turn into a squatch.
Star is no stranger to macaque.
True story, but that's another radio show.
Oh, research.
You have to push it even later.
True. Researchers say they've mimicked the voice of a 3,000-year-old Egyptian mummy by recreating much of the vocal tract using medical scanners, 3D printing, and electronic larynx.
That was actually kind of cool.
Yeah, it
Oh,
was
yeah.
kind of cool.
But the voice track of the mum as it was a mummy or when it was alive?
I don't think they recorded it when it was alive.
Yeah, I
'cause
don't-
it's
Okay.
dead.
I
don't
It's
think they
3,000
have
years old.
Stargate
Yeah, they
yet.
don't. Yeah, they
Type
probably. Yeah,
technology.
they didn't have. I don't even think they had tape recorders back then. I mean, I know those are old
I
technology.
mean, they're pretty advanced, but
Yeah.
I don't
In a
think they
paper
invented the
published
phonograph.
Thursday by the journal Scientific Reports, The authors say the technique allowed them to produce a single sound somewhere between the vowels in bed and bad. That's what that mummy sound like. You got that from a movie, didn't you?
Yeah.
The eerie tone is unlikely to be a precise reflection of the speech of the Egyptian priest Nesyamun. Nesyamun, probably. I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm not Egyptian.
I don't know.
Whose mummified body the researchers work with because the tongue has lost most of its bulk over the 3 millennia, as it will even during bulking season.
Exactly.
Macaque!
That's what happens when you don't exercise your tongue.
We have made a faithful sound for his track in its current position, which is a much smaller tongue. Poor guy and poor Mrs. Nesyamun. But we would not expect an exact speech match given its tongue state, said co-author David M. Howard of London's Royal Holloway College. It's tongue state.
There are states for tongues. Tungsten. I don't know.
Yeah. I was kind of hoping the mommy would just come out and say, macaque.
Macaque.
He doesn't have the tongue state to make that noise.
That's
though.
true.
Yeah.
That's true. It, yeah,
It'll be like,
it doesn't have the tongue steak to do macaque any good. It doesn't have enough tongue to do macaque any good. That's
we just shafted that joke.
true.
They did say it was trying to make a sound between an and an which is like
Macaque.
I mean, that's what happens when it doesn't taste good.
Speak for yourself, Patrick. Phew, no joke. So I'm not even reading that one. No joke. Switzerland has minted a gold coin so small you'd need to look very closely to see Albert Einstein sticking his tongue out at you. We're all about the tongue
Back to tongues.
tonight. The tongues, macaque, and Bigfoot.
That's what happened in the mummy's tongue. It's on.
State-owned Swiss Miss. Swiss Mint. I want a Swiss Miss coin. That's really what I want. We will get through this. We have 4 minutes left till we
my
go to the
God.
top of the hour break. We
got
can make it.
7.
7?
This clock is fast.
Oh, yeah, but I'm slow. Anyway, state-owned Swiss
Hey, you
Mint.
said it, not us.
I was gonna say,
State-owned Swiss Mint said Thursday that the 2.96 millimeter gold coin is the smallest in the world. It weighs 0.063 grams and has a nominal value of a quarter Swiss franc, about 26 cents. Swiss Mint said the coin, of which just 999 have been made, will be sold for 199 francs to rip you off. With a special magnifying glass, so owners can see the famous physicist on its face.
So you're
The
paying for the
famous
magnifying
physicist
glass.
on its face.
Wait, which physicist?
Einstein.
Einstein.
Yes,
okay.
Einstein sticking his tongue out.
I
Yeah.
couldn't remember. Oh, that's the
Yeah.
tongue part. Okay.
Yeah, that's the.
I was
That's
still
that
thinking
tongue
about.
part we were
I was still
talking
thinking
about.
macaque.
Yeah.
Sorry. Just distracting.
Okay, what do we got? World's worst cat? No. Does anybody care about the world's worst cat?
Depends on what it did.
Yeah. it depends on what it
Nothing
said.
exciting.
Oh.
Oh, we got to have more than that. We can't follow macaque with nothing.
I mean, we
Florida
could.
man. A Florida man who went viral last year after video captured him in a street brawl with another man while dressed as the Easter Bunny has donned the costume again, this time in an attempt to avoid a hit-and-run arrest, authorities said. Antoine McDonald, 21, drove his motorcycle through a stop sign and crashed into a carport, which collapsed and damaged a car before he fled the scene on January 16th, the Florida Highway Patrol said. When deputies responded, a neighbor said he had spotted McDonald limping across the yard, the Orlando Sentinel reported, citing an arrest report. Deputies went to McDonald's home and saw a gray car leaving the driveway. They discovered McDonald wearing the bunny costume in the back seat, the report said. Deputies told McDonald to remove the costume before arresting him, but the 21-year-old maintained his innocence. I wasn't in any crash. I'm the Orlando Easter Bunny. Google it, McDonald told deputies. I love Florida Man.
So he was wearing the Easter Bunny costume the entire time.
No, he went and put it on real quick after it. I'm guessing that the chain of events was he wrecked his motorcycle.
Because all I'm picturing for the very beginning is some of the giant Easter Bunny
Right.
costume.
Riding the
And you can't
motorcycle.
see that well, and they're like, I gotta
That's
get
true.
to this kid's
That's
party
true.
on time. Like, crash, and like,
That's
oh no,
true.
my
That's
church does
probably
not
that's
cover
his
this.
claim to fame now.
And then just those big floppy, you know, like how
Yeah.
people have the big
Oh,
fur
yeah,
costumes,
yeah.
they have the giant shoes, like trying to run away, and then like one foot's bloody, so it's like when a bunny. Sorry, and he's like going across an entire yard of like of an apartment complex. And kids looking out a window,
bloody
like,
rabbit's
"Mommy!"
foot trailing along. I'm picturing Mike Canistero dressed as Pandy Kaufman riding his bicycle. That's
Yeah.
what,
Yeah, that would be the Dayton
because
version.
this is this guy's claim to fame. He's not going to take that bunny suit off very often.
And then Mike Canistero would be like, I'm the Dayton Panda
Yeah,
Bear.
yeah.
Google
Yeah,
it.
yeah. I'm Pandy Kaufman. I'm a bear. I miss Pandy.
Yeah.
He's been in to be interviewed before, in costume,
It doesn't
which
surprise
was so
me.
much fun watching people walk past this window and go,
I definitely sometimes I'm like, maybe after Halloween, I was like, maybe I should wear more costumes just because there's a
Right,
visual
right.
component.
yeah,
You know?
exactly. Oh, you
Yeah.
mean in here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Because
something
you were
more
a witch
interesting.
for Halloween.
Because usually
yeah.
I'm just like, well, you know,
Yeah.
here I am.
Next time you wear your vampire stuff, and I'll wear all my.
There you go. There you
That's
go.
what I'm saying.
We'll have
We
a
gotta,
witch and a
like, coordinate
vampire. I
that,
guess
you
I'll have
know?
to dress up as a wizard or something. I don't know.
All witches, male or female, are referred to as witches.
I'll dress up as a Florida
Huh?
man for you.
That-
Boom.
No,
All-
I'll be a wizard.
No.
Not a witch. I don't want to be a witch.
Why?
Nothing against witches.
Why?
It's just not my thing.
Can
know?
you be a warlock?
I mean, if he wants to get into fantasy, yeah.
Huh?
Huh?
I always want to be in the
Do you want to be?
fantasy.
I guess
I always
you're
want to
making
be in
these
your
things like
fantasy.
a real witch versus
Stop it, Patrick.
a cosplay witch.
Yes.
Okay. And Don wants to be a cosplay witch.
Right, exactly. Okay, we got one more. We got one more.
He's like, I'm getting away from this.
We got one more
what's
family
going on.
story to report. I'm getting away from all this filthy stuff. We're going with something clean.
Family friendly, guys.
Yes.
First time ever on the
A
Life
Massachusetts
Radio.
woman accused of defecating in a parking lot at a local Natick store for months was arrested Wednesday after she was
That's a
caught in the
big-
act. Reports say Andrea Grosser. I'm just saying Grosser. It's with a C, but that's Grosser. 51 was charged with 8 counts of wanton destruction of property after a Natick police officer said he saw her defecating outside the Natick outdoor store around 7 a.m. Police were alerted to the serial pooper in December when Henry Canner, the store's owner, reported human feces there on 8 separate occasions since October.
I have 2 questions. She was defecating for 8 months.
Well, probably longer than that. She just chose that store in the very recent future.
I mean, that's really
And-
stopped up. Defecating for
Yeah.
8 months.
Yeah, that's,
Yeah.
I mean, that's some serious cheese
Oh, yeah.
logs you probably
Yeah,
consumed.
absolutely.
That must be a really big defecation if it caused property damage.
I would imagine so.
I'm a little
yeah.
surprised that an outdoor store would be so anal about such a thing. I mean, isn't the whole point to go poop in the woods?
Yeah,
That's a
I
very
think, but-
chippy joke.
but not in their parking lot apparently. That's,
If she had a tent, would it make it better?
Yeah, I was gonna say if there was a tent, or if she had gone and like purchased supplies.
right,
You know,
right.
just
if
like
she'd
how you
gone
can
in
purchase
and got
supplies
one
to,
of the
like,
little
use a
camping toilets.
restroom.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You could be like, I purchased something. Now I can
Use
Right,
it.
leave
right.
myself in nature.
Exactly.
Correct? There's a tree in this parking lot. This is nature.
Well, yeah, exactly. It's a nature store. You ought to be able to test the equipment right there.
Exactly.
Yeah, just-
Exactly.
Not even take it out in the parking lot.
Yeah.
Set up in the
It makes
display
returns
case.
easier. You
Do it
know,
right. Do it
Do it
right.
right. In
You
the
know?
store in the displays.
Right.
you got to try out the poop bucket. And then
Try
you
out
try
the
it
poop-
out, and you're like, "Look, your poop bucket's faulty. I'm gonna just return it right now." And they're like, "What? What is the smell? What is the smell?"
I had to write down "try out the poop bucket" too. That's another
That's a pretty
potential
good one.
title. All right, we're gonna have to go ahead and take our top of the hour break, and when we come back, probably more poop. I don't know. Maybe we'll tone it down because Artie Hoffman's going to be calling in, and we're going to get some love advice for Valentine's Day from a psychic
and
medium
possibly
and
connect with
spiritual
our
advisor.
grandmothers
Yes,
who have passed
possibly,
on and want to
possibly.
scold us
Oh yeah, absolutely.
about our
Yeah. About macaque.
Butter macaque.
About macaque. All right, Patrick, get us out of here. Only for a bit.
Is that a faucet running? That's not a faucet. That's a river rushing through the forest. Forest rivers provide over 100 million people with
Really, what happened there?
I have
Much
no
less
idea.
than 10 seconds, Patrick. That was like no seconds. Yeah.
That TV
Yeah,
is
Star's just looking at the pretty colors. It's okay. It's okay.
Look, they're so
Hey, welcome
pretty.
back to the Life Radio Show. I'm your host, Don Smith, sitting in with my co-host, Adrian Miller,
Hello?
and somebody.
Yeah.
Star
Bonjour, mon
He's
ami.
somebody. Huh?
Bonjour, mon ami.
Say what? How's it going? We're waiting for a call from Artie Hoffman, which should be a lot of fun. So we can get some advice on our love life.
what love life.
Or
Lack thereof.
Lack thereof. Yes.
That's the only love life I got.
Is oh God. Never mind.
Not anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
Try out the poop bucket. That's what.
Look, I've seen enough Hoarders episodes to know not to do that.
Do you watch Hoarders?
I
could
do.
never watch that.
I watch it regularly, actually.
Because
It's my
I
Sunday
lived
routine.
with one, so it was kind of hard to, it was too close to reality.
I was gonna say
TV
literally
shows.
too close to
Yeah.
home.
Yes, exactly. I still got crap I got to get out of there.
Well, I'm surprised it didn't come to your house then. A lot of them actually are shot in Ohio.
I can see that.
Yeah, that was coming here to Wright State. They're like, well, a lot of our graduates, our fine graduates, graduate to work on the cruise for Hoarders.
Really?
That was one of the big gigs you could look forward to pay off your student loans.
From Wright State.
Yeah, Wright State. You graduate to
Awesome.
Hoarders.
Yeah, there you go. From whatever this is to Hoarders.
Can I just accuse the colleges of being hoarders themselves for racking on so much student debt on the students?
Well, I would say in that case, it's the students that are hoarding the student debt. Yeah, the university is hoarding debt of its own. It's
Depends
not
on how
hoarding
you look
money.
at it, but yeah.
It's hemorrhaging that.
yeah.
We're hoarding
That's why
the
I
debt.
can't pay
They're hoarding
people
the money.
enough, and everybody has to go on strike. I think the students should go out on strike. That's what I think. Just not pay their tuition.
Tom said, Tom suggested that the student employee should get unionized, which I didn't think that was a thing that you could do.
Oh yeah, I think anybody can, so long as you get.
As long as you get legal
Yeah,
representation.
exactly. But yeah, that's. I'm not talking about the university anymore because we will get kicked off the air. I already think that's why they're trying to come up with that new rule you just told me about, Patrick.
Yeah,
They're trying to come up with a new rule that non-students cannot have a radio show even with a producer. So
that the university is the directors are trying to fight it right now.
Right.
Because our top 2 out of 3 shows are made by non-students.
Right, isn't that great? Let's get
amazing.
rid of them, Patrick. We don't need that. Because
And their argument,
if we don't have any non-students with their own shows, we won't have any in the top 3, and that'll make our students feel better. Less competition, but they'll be there.
Their argument is that by not allowing non-student staff shows, that frees up time slots for student staff radio shows. Time slots that are already there right
that are
now.
already open because you've only got like 20% of the airtime that's actually covered by a show.
Yeah,
Isn't
about
that like 20%?
20 to 20. If you don't count the sports broadcast, I would say more like 18%.
Right. See, there you go. There is plenty of time for students to get on the radio here. And but hey, I don't care one way or another. I'm good. I will survive. The life goes on. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe it dies. Maybe I just killed it right there. I was hoping it would go on, but thank you, Star. You let me know I have crushed the life out of it.
You are most welcome.
I think that it's a bit ominous that you have the titles like The Life 106.9. It's like an expiration date.
Right?
Yeah, we got to answer this call before it transfers.
We got to answer this call before it transfers over. Hey.
Hey, what's going on, sir?
Hey, is this Artie? This is a live radio show.
Oh, that is awesome.
All good, because this is who you're calling, wasn't it?
I am ready to rock and roll.
Awesome. It's good to have you back on, because this is the live version now. You were on a pre-recorded version earlier.
Oh, okay.
So this,
All right,
we're live over the air, so you can't cuss as much.
All right, I'll try really hard to hold back.
All right, hold on.
I'll try. I can't promise anything, but I'll try.
Okay, as long as you try, because I try every time I'm in here. So, to get away with profanity, and Patrick won't let me.
And then I contribute to the cause.
Exactly.
There's long stretches of just beep.
So,
You're like, someone died?
Artie Hoffman is on the air with us. Artie Hoffman is a psychic medium, spiritual advisor. What else? You're a little bit of everything.
I'm a spiritual smorgasbord.
So go ahead.
No, it's just that when I'm as an advisor, people could literally ask me about any questions whatsoever, and there's no limitations. It's like I've given people medical advice, and I didn't go to Yale or Harvard. I've told people medical advice on their pets. I've told people medical advice on themselves. I give people legal advice. I'm no doctor. I'm no lawyer. I didn't go to college, but you want to know something? The angels seem to give me all the right answers when it comes to stuff like that.
There you go. Well, that's good then. That's good.
It's
Yeah,
good they give the right answers and they're not like, well, I don't know. I mean, it could
Right.
be a kidney problem. It could be you're just a little dehydrated.
Yeah.
Nope,
and you're
it's
like, that's
cancer.
not helpful, Angel.
You know, my favorite TV commercial of all times is the one that was just out not too long ago, where the surgeon, I think it's a Geico commercial. I think it's where the surgeon walks into in the hospital room and the guy's
yeah.
lying there really nervous, and he goes, "Hey, you nervous?" He goes, "Yeah, a little bit." He goes, "Yeah, so am I, but don't worry, we'll figure it out."
That is one of my favorites.
Yeah.
That is one of my favorite commercials of all time. When
Yeah.
the surgeon says, "Yeah, I'm a little nervous too. Don't worry, we'll figure it out."
Yeah. He could have used
That's
some
like
advice.
being a guinea pig. That's like being a guinea pig for a surgeon.
Right.
What
Yeah,
was it
that's-
like when you first got started as a psychic? I know it was like 25 some years ago. Was it a bit like that? Like being a surgeon, being like, well, we're going to do this for real. Hopefully we're good.
Let me tell you something. Every single time I've given advice at the beginning of my career, I only prayed like hell that I was even close to being right. And then people would call me up and email me and tell me how accurate my thoughts were, my messages were. And, I take nothing for granted, and when the messages come, I just share it. And, when it comes to sports, I suck. I totally suck with the sports world. I mean, I honestly thought that San Francisco was going to win on the over, and it was Kansas City on the under.
Yeah.
But when it comes to sports and gambling like that, that's not my forte. But I have given out winning lottery numbers in gambling situations when it pulls through me spiritually. So if I'm communicating, say, to a deceased loved one, or I'm giving you a reading, and then all of a sudden I'll get something intuitively, then I'll share that type of information with somebody. And I've given out over 80 winning lottery numbers in winning situations. But when people just outright ask me for numbers or who's going to win, it's like, I don't know. It's like I just can't do it. But spiritually,
So we need to talk to
messages have
you.
pulled through.
We need to talk to you as often as possible, just in hopes that someday that comes up.
Hey, Artie, you get anything? You get anything?
String of numbers.
Yep, I'm going to call you every day.
Yeah. I mean, I don't care about my love life. I'm just wondering if you see any lottery numbers.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you can tell me about my love life, but I'll probably have better luck with the lottery.
Yeah.
Gonna say, yeah.
You
Yeah,
said
there you go.
you have on your website that you're a real Jersey guy.
I really am. Yeah, born and bred Jersey guy. Absolutely. And I make no bones about it. And, I love New Jersey. I really do. New Jersey offers so much.
Mm-hmm.
If people were to actually experience going throughout all of New Jersey, and not just for the industrial part, but New Jersey is a gorgeous state. I mean,
Yeah.
you have everything. You got the beaches, you got skiing, you got the malls, you got Atlantic City, New York City's right next to us. I mean, literally, you got so much here in New Jersey, and I love the changing of the seasons and everything. And it's an awesome state. I really love it. But I am a Jersey guy through and through, and I don't know if I'm ever going to move out. I mean, I might get another house on top of moving elsewhere out of New Jersey, but I'll probably always have a house in New Jersey.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. I've never been there. I have to get there.
I've been to
sometime.
Teaneck. I really, my mom, she would do like a skating camp and that sort of thing. They have a huge Olympic training rink, I think.
Oh,
in
really?
Teaneck, yeah. And so we would, all crash in her hotel room because she was going to pay for that anyway. So any family that wanted to go out, like, hey kids, you want to carpool? And she doesn't talk like that. She literally was on this show yesterday, but this time that's what I'm going with. Hey kids,
I was gonna say, I don't remember your mom sounding like that.
you want to come into the car and help me drive out to New York?
I like that voice for her better. It's nice.
And they were like, I'm like, sure, like a
Is-
cheap trip to New York. Let's go. And
So
then you just take the bus.
is anybody brave enough to ask Artie any questions about their love life? Is that
I'm fine with it. If you wanna,
What-
if you wanna tell
what-
me how it's gonna crash and burn, how this one's gonna go down in flames.
Yeah, it's always good to know that in advance.
Yeah, it's good to know.
Yeah.
Start forming a plan.
Yeah, just wear one of those anti-flammable jumpsuits going down.
Hey,
As
I
you're
love
going
special
down with
effects.
the
I'll get a
Zeppelin.
bucket of the gel, the you know, like
Yeah,
the
there you
yeah,
go,
to
there
set myself on fire. I'll just be instead of moisturizer, I'll just have that like anti-fire gel. My
my
boyfriend
God.
would be like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "Just in
Just
case."
getting
Just
ready.
prepping.
Just in case. I had an interesting conversation with a psychic. Just in case.
That's right, honey. Why are you sleeping in the other room tonight? Just in case.
Yep,
Are we
Art-
okay? Are we okay? People, it's funny. People always say, "Who do you see for me in my love life?" And these are people who don't go anywhere. They go from work to home, work to home. They don't go out on. They're asked to go out. If they want to go out, they say no. They don't go
Yeah.
anywhere
Yep.
outside of their
Yep.
responsibilities. And then they want to know if there's anybody in their love life. And then you have these mothers who are so into their children, and their whole life again is work, home, children. Work, home, children. Do you see somebody coming into my love life? It's like people don't even make the effort or make the room to have
Yeah.
people in their love
Right.
life. You know, and they're looking for miracles to happen. and so what I tell people is that, you know what? You're looking for a relationship of convenience. You just want somebody there at your convenience,
Yeah.
like when you're lonely or when, you know, you need money or you need this or need that.
Right,
It's
right.
like, you know, but you gotta open yourself up, and you know, people are afraid to get hurt.
Mm-hmm.
You know, people are afraid to be vulnerable, and then they say, and then there's like, oh, I don't want to do the internet thing, and you know, and then a lot of times when women come in, when women come in to see me for a reading and they want to know about their love life, and I look at them, and I don't say this to all women, but I say it to a lot of them, and I look at them in their eyes and said, I just want you to know, not all men suck, you know.
Some of them need those reminders every now and then.
Some of them do the reverse.
But
I was
And
gonna
then they-
say, do
and
you
then they-
ever say
and
what
then
I
they
see
look
in
at
your
me.
love life is macaque?
And then they look at me, how did you know? I just said that with my best friend. We were saying, oh, I'm not dating anymore. All men suck.
yeah. That's,
It's like, no, it's not that way. Just, you know, just
No.
drink a little and everybody will be great.
just to let you know and introduce you to everybody that's in the room,
yeah,
we
yeah.
have my producer Patrick over here.
If you hear
Patrick's
crinkling
single,
of
I believe.
packaging, that's Patrick.
Yeah, Patrick's
What do we
single,
got?
I believe,
What do we
I'm
got?
far away from the microphone so you can't hear it.
because he's eating
sorry,
Cheez-Its.
sorry to rat you out.
Yep.
He's eating some Cheez-Its.
Adrian Miller is my co-host. I
Hello,
believe you're the
hello.
only one in the room that's in a relationship.
Oh, am I?
Well, I don't know. I have to check and see who's listening before I say that. Like, who was that? Was that Mitch Hedberg that says I don't have a girlfriend? I just know a woman that'll get really mad when she hears me
Yep.
say that. And our
That's
other guest
pretty
in here is Star Day. So that's the whole panel we have today.
I should warn you, Star Day brought her tarot cards.
Oh, really?
Tarot. I pronounce it wrong, so I just know whatever my instinct is, it's wrong. I own 2 decks, and I cannot pronounce it.
So now
I
you
just say tarot. You know, like carrot. I just say tarot cards. That's when
Tarot.
they say tarot. It's like I can't relate to tarot. What's the T silent? You know, it's like the tarot cards. You know, that's the way I pronounce it.
Well, that's the thing. I see it and I think French, and then I'm like really confused when I look at it, and I think I have different dialects like arguing with themselves in my head, and
We'll
then
just
just
call
something
them
comes
tarot.
out. I'm like, "Eh."
So
The cards.
now you know who you're working with, and most of us are single and
I'm a comic, so who knows?
single-ish. Yeah,
My boyfriend will hate me. I'm in the Mitch Hedberg camp here.
Well, I got a really good one for you. So I was talking to my cousin not too long ago, and he's 70 years old. And, you know, I don't speak to him much, you know, not for any reason. We get along great. It's just we're in 2 different worlds. And so he goes like this to me. And now, mind you, he's like about 70 years old. And he goes, Art, he goes, you know, Sue's his wife. He goes, we have sex almost every night. I go, really? Almost every night? He goes, yeah, almost Monday, almost Tuesday.
yeah, really close.
Really close.
Almost, but no cigar.
So let me ask, with the ability that you have, do you find that it is more prevalent when you're one-on-one or when you're out in public? Do you have to kind of put the walls up to not feel or pick up on what's going on around you?
Well, of course, when I'm in a session with somebody and I'm doing psychic work, I prefer one-on-one. If there's a group of people, I just have to hold their hand and close my eyes so I can just focus on their energy. Doing it over the phone is just as easy as doing it in person. Being that there's a lot of you, I might be thinking I'm connecting to you, but I could be connecting to one of the other people also who's in your room. But a lot of times when I'm giving people information, and I feel like I'm talking about themselves, but it's not actually. I didn't talk about them. The information I gave them happened to be about their partner, or about their kid. And a lot of times I'll read people through people, and unbeknownst to me. And then I have to reread them again and try to really focus on the energy. But when I get information on your friend or your lover or somebody who's close to you, who you're subconsciously really worried or concerned about, I'm going to pick up on that person, and I'll tell you stuff about them even when we think we're trying to connect to you. So I always tell people, if you can't relate to what I'm saying, sometimes it doesn't happen until days, weeks, or months later. Either this, or I might be connecting to somebody who you're very close to, and then people are allowed to ask me any specific questions they want. And the more specific the question, the more specific the answer.
Okay. Do we have any questions? Anybody brave enough to?
I mean, I don't know that I have any actual questions. It's I understand the whole feeling energy and thing. Like, I can tell that you're attempting to connect with people in the room because I can feel that energy swell, which is interesting to feel. I don't know. I've actually, like, with my dad is pretty much on my mind right now. He's been in and out of the emergency room this past week a couple of times. And they can't really pinpoint what's going on with him. So I've been really worried about him and not sure if there's something going on there that we need to know about, or if they're just not going to find anything. He's in his 70s, so.
All right, that's fine. What is your dad's full name?
Dennis Fred Day.
Dennis what?
Fred Day.
Fred Day. Dennis Fred Day. Hold on a second. So right now I'm just shuffling cards. See, but I have tarot cards in my hand, but I don't know how to read them. But when I shuffle them, it just automatically brings images into my head.
Yep.
And that's what they do for me. When I flip cards, people say, "Oh, what does that mean? What does that mean?" I'll say, "Damned if I know." But as I'm flipping the cards, it just puts me in an altered state. So right now I'm just trying to focus in on your dad. And I'm getting... I feel like there's something within his blood. There's like low platelets in his blood, or there's he might be anemic, but there's something where there's certain numbers that are low within his blood, whether it be the red or the white, is what I'm getting. They're going to find out something really, really soon with him. And I don't feel like it's just something light. I don't wish anything bad upon your dad at all, mind you. I'm just telling you my gut instinct. Hold on a second. What they're going to find out, and this might be when he goes to the bathroom, is when they're going to realize by his samples that's when they're going to be able to tell what's what, believe it or not. It has to do with his intestinals, with him going to the bathroom. It has to do with the blood. This is what's going on, but he needs to get his blood tested. And I'm getting something about, like I said, being anemic but also I'm seeing issues wrong with him with his bowel movements or stuff. I don't know if these symptoms are ringing right now to your knowledge.
Yeah, actually. They actually just did blood work a couple of days ago and they sent it out and they haven't gotten it back yet. So
Yeah, I have a feeling they're going to be seeing his blood levels off. Something about what is that? I don't understand it all. I don't know if it's the platelets or blood sugars. I don't know. It's just off. But the cause and effect is his bowel movement is what, and his stomach hurts on and off. Sometimes it's okay, and sometimes it's not so bad. So, but if I was him, I would definitely lay off of all dairy products.
Cool. I'll have to tell him.
Yeah, and that's not coming from Marcus Welby.
No, I get it.
To be fair, we're not supposed to be eating dairy products, at least not from cows as humans.
Well, yeah, they're a main producer, though, you know.
Yeah.
But hold on a second. I would tell them to beef up on the Fruit Loops and Captain Crunch.
Just without the milk.
Without the milk.
Without
yeah.
the milk, yeah. Well, that's how I eat
Without
my
the
cereal.
milk.
I don't put milk in my cereal because I can't digest milk. I'm lactose intolerant.
Oh, okay.
So
You don't even
See, that-
substitute like a almond
And when I
milk
said
or-
that with the milk, remember I was just telling you, I could be very well picking up on you with the lactose intolerance and stuff.
right.
But this is something that he might have also. So, but anemic, what is that, anemic? Do you know? I'm curious.
When you're anemic, my sister was anemic. It's you're not producing high enough red counts, I believe it is,
Mhm.
in your blood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a feeling that might be the cause with your dad too.
That would explain the rash that he can't get rid of too.
Yeah, I'm almost positive that that's what that is. Tell him to take 2 aspirins and call me in the morning.
Sounds like a plan.
And eat an apple.
Right. Eat an apple.
Yeah.
It's bulking season.
And after all, yeah, those healthy sugars.
Right.
Yeah, so when you walk into the room tomorrow and the doctors are standing around him and say, Dad, these doctors don't know what they're telling you about. I talked to this psychic. You got to listen to this psychic, all right?
Yep.
Get
He knows.
real.
He knows.
Get real with life.
Yep. Yep. Get a hold of Dr. Artie.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
these Harvard students have no freaking clue, Dad. Just listen to the psychic with no college education. He knows what he's talking about.
Yep. Yep. Exactly.
I mean, and I've done that with, other family members and stuff. I'm partially empathic, which I learned to shut down when I was really young because it's very overwhelming. That's why I asked about putting walls up when you're out in public and stuff, because I feel like you'd have a bombardment from the people trying to give you information about what's going on around you and stuff out in public like that. So
When I'm out in public, I'm just like everybody else. I am off. My spiritual modes are off when I'm out in public because I really don't want to be concerned with anybody else's BS, all their problems. And I say my prayers every day for protection. So I could walk around and just be myself and worry about myself. I don't care. But when I want to turn it on the dime, the angels give me answers instantly. Like a lot of times when I go to a restaurant, if I have a cool waiter or waitress, I'll say, give me your hand. They go, what? Just give me your hand. And then I'll say, I'm not going to promise you anything. And they go, what are you talking about? And then my friend or my date, whoever I'm with at that time, will say, oh, well, he's psychic. And then I'll give them a quick blurb of whatever it is I get from holding their hand. And they go, holy shit, dude, how did you know that? That's exactly what I'm going through.
right.
So it's like when I want to turn it on, I'll turn it on. But on the most part, I'm off because it's none of my business. If you want to see a really, really cool, funny movie, see the movie Ghost Town.
Oh, I love that movie.
Yeah, and it's a great, funny movie.
Yeah.
And also, Life or Something Like It. That's another great, funny movie.
I think I've seen that.
And I promise you're really going to enjoy those 2 movies.
All right. Well, we're going to have to take our quick half of the hour break right now. Half of the hour.
Half of the hour?
Half
of the second hour.
It's half of the hour. Yeah. This is that half. We're halfway through. Sometimes you have to explain these things. All right, we're going to take a short break for just a few minutes, and we'll come back and we'll talk more. And if anybody else has questions, because it's coming up on Valentine's Day, and most of us are lonely, Adrian. I mean, you're the only one.
I don't know. My boyfriend's a little upset that I booked something on Valentine's Day, so
Who knows?
every day.
Who knows? That might be a good question to ask.
Oh, what will we be doing for Valentine's Day? Oh, that's right. You'll be playing Dungeons and Dragons.
As I said, that's the only D you're getting that day.
All right. Stick around. We'll be right back. Stick around, Artie. We'll be right back with you. We're going to play. This is going to be Mr. Stone King. I Was Made for Loving You.
Appropriate.
Perfect.
Hit it, Patrick.
I wanna give it all to you. In the darkness, there's so much I wanna do. And tonight, I wanna lay it at your feet. Because I was made for you. I wanna see it in your eyes. Feel the night. It's something that drives me wild. And tonight, we're gonna make it all come true. Because you were made for me.
I was talking to this one woman for a little while, and this is just not code for anything. I don't do good, obviously. You've seen me up here, right? You hear me talk, she's like, I'm still friends with 85% of my ex-boyfriends. And all I could think is 85% requires a divisor of at least 20. That is as far as you can break that fraction down right there. It's like 17 over 20, 85%. What if she meant like 34 out of 40 or 153 boyfriends out of 180? I don't care how you break it down. She's had way too many dudes in her denominator.
Hey, this is Don Smith from the Life Radio Show. Do you like telling jokes? Are you the class clown? Do your friends always tell you you're funny? You want to prove them wrong? Well, nearly every Sunday, Wiley's Comedy Club at 101 Pine Street in Dayton's Oregon District brings you Wiley's Sunday Comics. You can be the one on stage making people laugh. Or not. All you have to do is send an email to WileySundayComics@gmail.com and follow the instructions in the reply email, and you can tell jokes at Ohio's oldest comedy club.
Hi, this is Haywood Banks at Wiley's Comedy Club in Dayton, and you're listening to the Life Radio Show at WWSU, Dayton's Right Choice.
Week. Awesome. Hey, welcome back to the Life Radio Show. Your host, Don Smith. They're at the end of the break. Haywood Banks coming back to Wiley's, what is it, 3 weeks? 3 weeks from now?
I think it's 3.
Yeah,
I'd have to look.
because
I don't
this week's the Parents' Night Out. Next week is Tim Cavanaugh. The week after that is Haywood Banks.
Yeah.
So that was 2 great weekends. 3 great weekends. 4 great.
4 great weekends.
They're all great weekends at
They
Wiley's.
are.
Come out to a show. This is your host, Don Smith, sitting in with my co-host, Adrian Miller. Also sitting in with Star
Hello.
Day. Patrick's still with us. Artie, are you still with us on the phone?
Hello there, all you beautiful people.
All right. He's here. He's still here. All right. We were discussing during the break. Were you able to hear any of what we were discussing?
Only all of it.
Perfect.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
You only
that's
heard
all right.
you only heard 85% of it.
Right. Well, I was in the restroom, so I didn't. I hope you weren't hearing me.
No, go ahead. Take a load off your mind.
And we're back to the poop jokes.
We don't get too far from him on this show.
I don't know. That's a different kind of joke.
Now, Star had mentioned during the break that she's getting ready to go on the dating game show.
Mm-hmm.
Who'd you say Lori Graves was putting that on? So yeah, you want to tell us a little bit about that, or do you want to ask if that's going to do any good?
I don't know. I kind of just signed up for fun because she does a couple of them a year, different ones like the match game, the dating game, and that kind of stuff. And so she had put it out there, and I signed up and got selected to go on. So now I'm kind of curious what might happen when I go on there.
So
what I'm getting is that one of you, because I'm hearing all your voices, so I'm not sure which energy I'm connecting to, but one of you is going to end up dating somebody who is from a multiple birth, whether they be twins or triplets.
That's all you've done.
All me? I'll date twins.
I was going to say, are you talking like you're dating all of the twins or just one of them?
Yeah.
That'd be a little weird, Patrick.
Yeah, one at a time. That wouldn't be weird. That would be lucky.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That's true. That's why it would be weird. I'm not that lucky.
That's right. It's weird that you would be that kind of lucky.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's clearly not me.
Yeah. And also, one of you, within a very short period of time, one of you is going to end up reconnecting with a friend who you haven't seen in like many years, like 10 plus years. So that's going to happen real soon also, whether you just bump into them or someone's going to reconnect with you. But I would say within less than a month's time. It could happen within a day or two. But in a very short period of time, one of you is going to be reconnecting or seeing somebody who you haven't seen in mega years. So, and it will be a lot of fun when you do see each other, when you do connect.
I think it's time to place bets on who that is.
Yeah, we'll have to keep everybody updated each week.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, we have
Have
to
to do a
poll.
vlog series.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, nobody has reached out to me on Facebook. Apparently, they all think I'm dead and that I'm no longer alive. I decided to reach out into the universe, and they're like, "Oh man, I thought you were dead," and you're like, "No, I'm still here."
It's funny you mention
Yeah.
that because
But no one reconnected.
Yeah, people only thought I was dead for insurance purposes.
get quite a bit of
And
money
they
out
still
of that.
haven't caught me. And they still haven't caught me or found out about me.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is not my real name.
Do you know how often
all an
people say
alien.
that to me? Is that your real name? Yes, my name is Star. I promise. That's my real name. No, I'm not a stripper.
Questions.
No, I don't waitress.
Out of curiosity, would you be able to take questions from anybody that's listening through the live feed here?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yeah, do you want us to read their name out to you as well if they ask a question
Yeah.
so that you could connect?
Yeah, if I could at least even have a first name and then ask a question and I'll give them the answer.
Okay,
Just the first name?
So yes, Susie.
That's all I need is the first name.
Susie. All right, so we
She just
need,
asked. Yes,
Yeah.
we're just waiting for questions
Yeah.
now.
I guess
the plot,
I can.
plot twist. That was the question she
right.
wanted
That
to
was
ask.
the only question.
I guess I can ask a question. Is maybe this is too general, but is my family life about to get more complicated or less complicated in the next year or so?
Actually, so long as the communication is open and you're really honest, no. If you just all of you guys like kind of just play your own game and really don't make a conscientious effort to connect, then it's going to get, the tension's going to get thicker and thicker. So never assume things about other people, because most of the time the general public is wrong when people assume things about other people. But so long as you're keeping your honesty and your communication open with each other, then it's going to be much, much better. It's actually going to get better as the year goes on rather than worse. But if you just keep on a shutdown, lockdown with your thoughts and emotions, then it's really going to be very difficult to be around each other.
How about any
So
stock market tips? Do you have any stock market tips?
We do have a question from a listener.
Okay.
Jennifer Dietrich wants to know if she will finally get into the nursing program or should she change her major?
Oh, okay. That's a good question. All right. Hold on just a second. And let me see. And her name was Jennifer?
Jennifer,
Yeah.
yes.
Is she going to go into the nursing program?
Yeah, or should she change her major? We got another similar question from
Yes,
another
we-
person.
We have
Actually,
nurses.
I'm actually getting that she should explore different options. I'm getting that what she's going for, it's not going to meet up to her expectations, and that it would actually be better if she was to explore a different option.
Should she explore a different option among the medical field, or should she completely go somewhere else?
The medical field.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
The medical field, just not exactly what she's doing now. What's going to happen is that probably about 2/3 to 3/4 of her education, she's going to realize that this is not what she wants, and actually, she might even consider at some point working with animals and not people.
Interesting.
Well, she works with me. That's close.
So there you have it.
Susie has a similar question. Will I be an RN for the rest of my career?
We have a lot of nurses listening in, a lot of medical people listening in.
Gotcha. What's the name of this person?
Susie.
The first name?
Susie.
Is she going to be an RN for the rest? Yes, she's going to be an RN for the rest of her career. Yes, absolutely. And it would be foolish for her to change, and because her life will only get more difficult if she tries to switch now. It's just tolerate it. Just tolerate it. You know, the politics of the health system really sucks, just like the education system.
Yeah.
But as far as financially and all, I feel like this person just needs to do better things for herself, more on a personal note than her career. And I feel like that's where her imbalance is, as far as doing things that make her personally happy rather than just, getting more worried about it. Her job is her job, and it's not going anywhere, and it will give her security for the rest of her life. So that's a great thing. So don't take that for granted. But I feel like she just needs more personal fulfillment, not so much within her career, but in her personal life, and that's where she's lacking.
All right.
And as far as stock tips go, I have two really good stock tips for you, and that's Roku and Starbucks.
Wait, so I have a
Which
question.
is funny because I just bought 2 Roku TVs like 2 days ago.
But not
well,
stock.
you're going to end up doing very well with it.
I think they're definitely going to do well with streaming wars, because everybody's going to have multiple apps now.
Yep.
So it's something that's in a neutral party, a third party territory to keep them up to date. Because Apple isn't going to try to keep Netflix up to date.
Yeah.
Let's be honest on their thing. They're going to be like, yeah, we kind of put something on there.
Yeah.
It's
No, when they start losing ground, you're going to see their tech people are going to kick it into high gear. Right now, they're just still riding the wave of how things always used to be. But not until they're forced to, then they'll start to change. And you'll see that Apple will like really kick in again.
Yeah.
And I'm just picking that up intuitively. But right now, they're just trying to sustain what they got as it is for the now. But as other companies really start rising and above, Apple's going to kick it into high gear. Then you're going to see new programs, new systems coming in from Apple, and they're going to be kick-ass again.
Wait for that.
Awesome. Now, did Star have a question again?
I actually have another question. I have been for probably the past couple of years now thinking about moving out of Ohio once my daughter graduates high school. And I'm not sure if that would be a good idea for me, or if, me moving somewhere where I don't know anybody would be worth it for me. Or do I need to stay here?
So long as you have your career stay solid to where you're moving, then you'll be fine. You'll be totally fine moving out of state. But so long as your career you keep yourself grounded financially, then your move will be great. If you're just winging it with everything, then it's going to be a living hell.
Interesting.
So you want to make sure that you got yourself grounded before you actually move to a particular area. A really good words of advice that I want to give to you, which I tell everybody, and I'm going to share it with you too, is that when you want to make a big time move to a different state or a totally different location, rather than selling everything you got and give up everything you got, move to that area for about a month or 2 months without getting rid of all what you got, and see and feel the area. Is this what you really want? Because if you just go there for a week to 10 days or 2 weeks, it's like a vacation. But if you're going there for a month or two, without selling, just rent someplace for a month or two. And then you'll be able to tell, like, is this for me? Or, it's just better to do it that way than just kind of like figure it out as you go along. That's not the smart move. At least for you, it's not.
Right. That's interesting. My old boss lives in Phoenix, and she told me I could come out there and stay with her for a little while to see if I liked it, and I can transfer my job out there.
Oh, nice. Nice.
That would be good, but I'm just telling you, you want to be there for at least a month and let her know that. Like a week or two, it's a vacation, and it's like you're visiting someone.
Yeah.
So it's like all the accommodation and everything. So you want to see what's really around there and within your price range and socially, because it's not like you're going to spend every single day with her and you're living at her house every single day.
Right.
So it's kind of like almost like a little mini vacation. So you want to see what the social life is like and what your affordability is, and you'll be able to put two and two together after a month's time of being there. So, I mean, it's great that she offered her place, but like I said, you got to go there not just for the sake of vacation, but for the sake of a purpose. So,
right. Her and I had that discussion, and she said, come out here for, month or so, see what you think about the area, what you can find, where you can go. So we actually had that full discussion already when we talked about it. So
have you spent much time out in the Southwest?
No, I just went out of Ohio.
I was going to say probably a month in August.
Yeah.
That's
when it's the killer heat and all that. Yeah.
See how you feel then.
Yeah.
Because go now would
yeah,
be
that's like if you can make it during that time, then yeah. But what I'm getting also is that you guys she'll be there for you, but it's not going to be as super tight when you move out there. You're going to end up doing your thing. She's going to end up doing her thing, and you'll connect, but it's not going to be like, Chippendale, like two freaking fracks being like that super, super close all the time. She's going to have her life. You're going to have yours. And
running around with no pants, real Chippendale adventures.
Right. Yeah, not Thelma and Louise, because there's this big canyon out there too. You don't want to go that way.
That's not the dynamic duo you want to be modeling your fun after.
It's not like next year you're going to be saying, "Will you be my Valentine?"
I don't have one of those ever.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. And why not?
Ooh, that's a good idea.
Because I've been
Yeah,
divorced twice. Like, I don't want to go through all that again.
But if
So,
you
same
go out
here.
for a month, get on one of the dating apps and see what the pickings
Pickings
are.
are, yeah.
Yeah, see
I
what
think
the
that's
I
Phoenix
haven't had very
chickens
good luck
are.
with the online dating apps, but
Yeah.
like in Dayton, it can be a bit.
well, I had a guy
Bit
specifically
dicey.
message me to tell me I was a man. And I was like, you
What?
took time out of your day to send me that message? Like,
Maybe he was hopeful.
you know?
Curious and hopeful. He was.
Maybe he's like he took it too seriously. Like sometimes they advise people like have a real eye catching opening message, something
Right.
that really
Right.
stops them in their tracks.
Oh, it stopped me in my
You'd be
tracks,
like,
all right?
What?
Like, I don't struggle enough with my self-esteem.
Well, I'll tell you something. You know, a lot of guys who do what I do happen to be gay. So a lot of people wonder if I'm gay or not. I'm not gay. I mean, I've been married a couple of times myself. But I do tell people I'm a lesbian because I only like women.
I think that's how it works, isn't it? No, I've spent some time in the Southwest. It's beautiful out
It is
there. I don't
beautiful
know
out
if I
there.
could move there,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
a difference between, it's like, it's nice. It's like you bring a kid to Disney World and they'll love the atmosphere of Orlando for a while. But
Right.
there's a difference between living there
Right.
and visiting there. There's a big difference. And you'll know within a month or so whether if it's for you or not. And I do feel like you're going to get a place probably within a couple of miles of where your, friend lives out there or your boss or whoever. But it's going to be like within a couple of miles. But your atmosphere of where she's living and where you're living is going to be completely different. So, it's just a matter of, is this good enough for you?
Right.
Is this good enough for you? But like I said, as you start to get more settled, you're not going to be as like in each other's face as you might think you are.
Right.
because
And
you'll be finding a comedy club out there anyway.
Well, yeah. You all have to come with me.
Oh, you're moving the whole.
I'll just
Dayton
move the whole comedy scene with
to
me.
Phoenix. I think that would surprise your friend when we all showed up. Because we're comedians, we're all going to need a place to crash.
That's right. Yep, that's right. As a comedian, as you're moving out there, yes, I'm a single female looking for 5 roommates.
I could probably get a couple.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. A lot of comics
Looking
need a
to
place
share
to change.
expenses with 5 people. If there's anybody out there.
Well, it's comics. There won't be any shared expenses.
They'll all be living off me. That's how it goes.
That's why you were married twice. So anything else, or where
But
are we?
as far as overall, like I said, moving out there, so long as you got yourself grounded financially out there, that's going to be like 75-80% of your comfortableness. The rest you'll be able to manage out there, and I think I personally feel like you'll be okay. But you definitely need to get yourself emotionally grounded based with your finances. Everything after that will fall into place. So, but you don't want to go out there just kind of winging it. You
Right.
And you also want to know what the social ground is like also. Find out in the communities what's going on around, and are these people like your kind of people? So there's going to be a
Again,
little
dating apps.
Yeah.
The surest way to figure out, are these people my people?
Well, see, like
That's
I've
right.
kind of found my people here, so it's
Yeah,
kind of,
Well, I mean, Don's offer still stands. You can just pick up a piece of Dayton and move it with you. Bring
We'll
your
move
own
the whole club.
posse.
We'll move the whole club out there.
Yeah. Wouldn't that be wild if you go out to Phoenix to find out the first 5 people you meet out there are from Ohio?
it happens.
that
I
happens,
would,
yeah.
I would run into somebody out there that I know aside from the person that had told me I could stay with her, because according to everybody I know people everywhere. Like I can't
Oh,
go
yeah.
anywhere and not run into somebody I know.
Yeah, it happens.
I find Dayton is the biggest small town I've ever belonged to, because I was in like Brooklyn or something, and some guy selling water in the street, and he's like, "You're from Dayton?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "I went to Wright State."
Yeah. We were in Florida.
Again,
and
Wright State.
we were in
Where do
Florida.
you end up? Selling
Right,
water.
Selling water.
On a street in Brooklyn.
We went to Florida and our waiter was from Kettering.
Yeah,
I'm like,
exactly. It's like,
ridiculous.
What?
I've run into that. I was on a sunset cruise once off of where is it?
I don't know.
Yeah,
That way.
there, the island Key West.
Key West. Okay.
And
I was like, Cincinnati. This
ran
is not
into
a very
people.
impressive
Ran
story.
into people from like Columbus. So,
Right, it's-
and
Yeah.
partied with them all night.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
It was fun.
That's what you need to do.
Yeah.
We do have another question from Susie. Says she's never been married. Will it happen? Not even sure I want to be. I'm guessing no. If she
Does Susie, does she want to get, are you asking me the question? What's the question again for Susie?
says I've never been married. Will it happen? Not sure I even want to. I think she
No,
answered her own question.
Yeah, integrity, strength.
She says,
No, you know why? And I'm going to tell you why. She's so guarded. Her defensive heart is much greater than her emotional heart. Like, it's more important for her not to get hurt than it is to allow herself to be vulnerable, because she's been hurt really bad in a previous relationship. And that's why she's never gotten married before, because of her pain from her past. And that's what stopped her. Now, as far as, I apologize. The one who I was talking to in regards to moving to Phoenix, as I was looking at the angel cards, as I was focusing on you, you're actually going to find a love out there, a very strong love interest out in the Phoenix area.
Well, there you go.
so download those dating apps.
Yep.
Stop it with the dating apps.
The phoenix rising from the ashes.
That's what I was thinking.
I actually believe that you're going to meet somebody while you're working. It has to do being connected with your work environment.
Interesting.
Well, there you go.
Office romance, delivery guy.
Last time I had an office romance, I got married.
Pizza delivery guy. You're just going to film.
That's why you answer the door naked.
Like a chip in jail.
Just don't let him look at your macaque.
Yeah, you'll be hearing her singing the song. Oh, wait a minute, Mr. Post.
Good benefits. We were talking about retirement plans earlier. I mean,
There you go,
that's
there
what you
you
got to
go.
get. You got to get that person with the pension.
Oh, God.
But I actually see you getting a job, which is the one who does stand-up?
That's me.
Yep.
Okay, because I actually see you, that if you started to reach out to cruises and places like that, like vacation resorts or cruises, you would actually get hired in something with that form of entertainment. And if you got connected, allowed yourself to get connected with talent agencies that do book talents to do places like that, you would actually get hired to do that through agencies.
Yeah, that would definitely have to be you, Adrian. I am not clean
Yeah.
enough to do a cruise. I am not a clean enough comic to do a cruise. That's for sure.
He has something on his record we don't know about.
Right.
But if you put your energy out there, that's what you'd end up opening a whole nother world for you out there,
Nice.
and so that's what I'm seeing. So that'll be up to your discretion whether if you want to go in that avenue or not.
Well, I've always wanted to live on a suitcase.
There you go. There you go.
It's actually really ironic because you have an anchor on your shirt right now, too.
I mean, that might be part of it. It might be one of those reading type things where you're like, I see you're wearing a floral shirt with a Hawaiian pattern on it. I've been thinking about signing up with a talent agency, though. I want that sweet,
Cool.
sweet
Yeah, there you go.
local ad money.
Well, I do know a few that, and between here and Indianapolis
Yeah.
and over.
And
down
my boyfriend
Cincinnati,
hires them sometimes when people actually have a budget and actually spend money on advertising, which is,
Yeah. Yeah.
being a creative. Being a creative.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. Well, it's the top of the hour, and unfortunately, we're going to have to wrap it up. But Artie, let people know how to get a hold of you, your website, any social media you want to put out there. That way, if people need Angels and Answers, they can look to you.
Yeah, if you go to artiehoffman.com, I have lots of YouTubes and videos of myself. And if you saw the testimonials of the people who've been nice enough to, say, some kind words to me from their experiences with me. And I don't pay anybody to say it, and I don't even realize who says it. People just voluntarily say these things, and I'm like touched by it. So yes, I am the real deal. I do everything with the white light, and I feel very, very blessed. And or you could email me at artiehoffman@gmail or go to artiehoffman.com. And I do phone readings as well as I'm in New Jersey, so I do parties, I do events. So or if you want to give me a call or text me for a phone reading or FaceTime, I do Skyping also. You can call me at 732-778-7173. And I'm a ride at weddings, funerals, and bar mitzvahs.
Also, make a trip out to New Jersey. It's great.
Yeah.
You won't be disappointed.
No.
I'm telling you. You won't be disappointed. South Jersey and Northwest Jersey is the most beautiful area. It really is.
Awesome.
So thank you so much for having me on. I had a lot of fun. You guys are awesome.
Well, thank you. You're awesome yourself. It's great to have you on again. We'll definitely have you back on because there are always folks with answers or questions and no answers.
And answers.
If there were folks with answers, we wouldn't have so many questions. I'll get it right one day.
Really quickly, when people say to me, Artie, what do you see for me, with my love life? When is my boyfriend ever going to, ask me to marry him? And I say, well, give me his number and I'll call him up.
Yeah, I will never ask you that. No.
Marriage is punishment for shoplifting in some countries.
There you go. Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for calling in. It's been great talking to you again. Star, thanks for coming in. Always a pleasure.
Thank you,
Adrian,
so much.
Wonderful as always.
Oh, thank
Patrick,
you, Don.
we love you. Let's get out of here.
Awesome. Take care, guys. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
This has been the Life Radio Show with your host, Don Smith. The Life is also available on just about anywhere podcasts can be found. So check out the Life1069.com for additional information. Thanks for listening. Now get out there and enjoy some live comedy this week.
This is Shinobi Ninja.